Sorry, I'm so distracted by them tearing down the house next to me. Whew. But meanwhile, this is going to be a hard one to get out. God, they were showing me something it's tough. And please bear with me getting this out and allow me to try my best to be sensitive. They were showing childhood abuse and then getting upset because they're like, so you're telling me I called this in? And it's like the universe is simply a match for vibrations. And I can just translate this the best I can, so please forgive me. It's something like we really do, we are creating our reality, and we really are agreeing to things because we want a certain outcome, right? And in order to get that outcome, it's like we do have to learn our lessons. And it's like you might have signed up this lifetime to experience empowerment, right? To how are you going to empower yourself? By suffering, by experiencing the opposite, to fuel you to rocket to empowerment. So this example would be, well, you called that in because you wanted, it's like you suffered that lack of power, right? The removal of all your power to learn how to heal that, to learn how to take all your power back, right? And how to truly love yourself, heal yourself, honor yourself, and control your thoughts moving forward, right? Because oftentimes we do slip in the trap of then focusing on what we didn't want, not recognizing, no, that was supposed to rocket fuel you to what you do want. But we get so stuck on what occurred, the specifics of what occurred, that we get hurt there and we live in victimhood or Depressionville or angry or all these lower energies, that it's like, fuck, right? Like that was not the point of that. Yes, it was horrific. And now for fuck sure, you don't want that to happen to you or anybody else again. And that means everybody has to heal. Everybody has to love themselves. And that includes even the bastard who did that, right? Because they clearly are hurt as well, right? To harm another in such a way. So again, I hope you can hear this all the way through because I know this is a very sensitive topic. It was actually a very jarring scenario for them to put me in to see. And they want me to express even further. It's like when they had brought this person to me to discuss it with them, the thing that I noticed, and I think this happens a lot to people, is all the traps they fall into is, it's like they don't like living in victimhood. They don't want to live in victimhood. They want to take their power back. Yet, there's lots of other things that stop them and prevent them as well. Shame, blame, even the shame or the blame of, it's like they can't even get past the fact that they called it in. Where it's like we don't always necessarily call in the specifics, but we do call in the outcome. We call in that we want to be empowered, right? We want to feel whole and complete and strong and confident, that we want to be able to speak the fuck up and stand up for ourselves, to have that strength within. And so it's like the universe will then go, okay, let's dig into the deepest fear of yours. That, it's like, so it's like, it's not even like that. It's like, it's literally just calling it a match, right? So that you can get the fuel you need, right? To light that fire. So, I mean, a match like a mirror, but I meant like a match like it lights a fire. It does both, right? It's the sun, right? Burns you up. It's the truth. And so it's hard to swallow all of this at times, and oftentimes people can't. They can't swallow all that truth. They can't accept all that accountability. They can't accept everything. And so they either live in what the literally opposite version of what they wanted, right? They live in hell versus in heaven, because you're here on earth. You can experience either, whichever you choose to focus on. So they came to be empowered, and they have lived in victimhood, and they can't break out of that loop. And or they go to every time, they get excited, they try, they're ready, they're going, and shame overtakes them, blame overtakes them. Or worse, they hear or understand that they called it in, they see their way out of victimhood, they start to empower themselves, they realize it. But the fact that they have to swallow that they called that in, that last truth, that last leg, it is. I mean, I have found that to be extremely challenging for myself. I think that, and again, it's like for any example, right? It's swallowing that last piece that we called it in, but it's not a bad thing. It's what happened was bad. You didn't like that experience, and that was supposed to fuel you forward. It's like you called in what you needed to fuel you forward. And so then I called in that. It's not that it's that specific that you called in. It's that you called in something that will light the fucking fire underneath you. And didn't that do it? It sure the fuck did. But you dampened out the flames and the fire with the tears and the depression and the reality of the specifics. And so we get in our own way with this all the time. Again, this is an extreme scenario, but please, we're doing this with everything all the time. So please just fill in those gaps for you, recognizing what is it that you're truly calling in. You want to empower yourself and others. You want to feel whole and complete and strong. You want to be able to speak your voice. You want to be able to stand up for yourself. So you are often going to experience the opposite of that to fuel you, all right? And so when you can see it more clearly, what it is you're calling in and how you got the opposing to fuel you, you can now release the opposing. Let go of that. Stop focusing on that. What occurred was to fuel you, not for you to focus on. To fuel, not focus. Fuel you, to give you the energy, to give you the fire, to give you the heat, to transform it into the very thing you wanted, to speak up, to love yourself, to honor yourself, to go after your life. Stop giving power to others, because playing the victim, you're giving them the power. You're giving them literally the power that you earned. So also be careful with that, because as I'm saying that, I recognize then people will start to, people do this. They end up using stuff as excuses. They twist words. They call in things that they don't really want, thinking it'll rocket fuel them. No. None of that will work for you then. That's the idea we've talked about, that's taking like trips and tracks and cheating the system. It's not going to work for you like that. This is why what does work is learning how to love yourself, learning yourself, understanding yourself, choosing your dreams, deciding how you want your life to look and feel and be, and moving towards that, being open to other vibrational matches, to trusting yourself, to trusting the process, to trusting the universe, recognizing based on what I just said, when you run into things, I run into the fire all the time, you're going in with an open heart and good intentions, and sometimes it will burn you because it's meant to fuel you. Right? And so you learn and get refined over time with this process. But as long as you continue to do your check-ins, as long as you continue to love yourself, everything's okay. And the truth is, everything is okay, and it always is okay, and it will always be fine, because we really are living in a dream. It is all fine. It is fine. If you don't like how things are going, then you have the ability to change your focus onto how you want them to go and start moving towards that. Start loving yourself, start honoring yourself, start learning all the tips and the tricks that do work for you. There's a lot that you can do, but it does require you to do it. Even if that means learning how to dream again, learning how to not focus on the nightmare, learning how to not give all your attention and power to blah, 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 blah. So there's so much that we all need to learn, right? There's an expert in everything out there, right? But the real expert's within. So, seek out those experts to help you get within, to help get you to calm. So sometimes you need to answer all those questions so you can get to you. And then you'll really start to unlock all your keys. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.